The staff here at Shasta does a fantastic job in educating children in our community, making it a highly desirable school. That, coupled with the fact that it's located in the highest residential growth area in our town, created the need to expand this campus. We started construction way back in November of 2017. The project was tackled in 3 phases. We've added 5 new buildings to the campus. We replaced all of the portable classroom buildings with permanent construction, yay, while adding 6 new classrooms to the school in general. We spruced up all of the existing buildings inside and out, and we resurrected the original library and turned it into a beautiful new library space. I'd like to take a moment to thank Principal Bruce Baynard, Assistant Principal Courtney Connolly, and the entire staff at Shasta for their effort from the very beginning through the design process, lots of meetings, construction, and multiple moves. Some of these teachers moved 3 times, and it was very difficult while trying to run school at the same time. This beautifully designed school represents the talented work of Lionakis architects, specifically Associate Principal Brian Bell, who's with us here today. Brian. There he is, over in the back. We see him. And Vincent Nieto, who was our project captain. For over 100 years, Lionakis has been creating designs that shape a better future. And we are so fortunate to have them and their engineering consultants working with us. Please provide a warm round of applause for the design team. As students and staff that have been on the campus for the past year can attest to, it's been an enormous effort that's affected this campus with the construction of these buildings. It's no easy task to pull off this large project while at the same time trying not to interrupt the daily activities of a school. United Building Contractors approached this project with a can-do attitude. They provided the district with high-quality workmanship that will last for decades to come. It takes a great team to pull this off, and I'd like to recognize Project Executive Jim Gilmore, Project Manager Edgar Ibarra, and our super fantastic project engineer, take care of all the hard work detail guy, who's wrapping up his first major construction project while at the same time a full-time student, Calvin Jackson. Please show him some love. There's a lot of people involved with putting a project like this together, and I can't possibly stand up here and thank all of them. Many of the departments in the district were integral supporters. Ed services, business services, purchasing, maintenance, warehouse, transportation, information technology. 2 people in particular I want to put a shout out to, Melinda in purchasing, and Aaron Norley in the warehouse. Those 2, big, huge televisions coming in, electronics, furniture, tracking all the POs, getting it all delivered to the right places. They're just 2 amazing people, and they deserve a world of thanks. Our facilities department staff has done an excellent job on this project, and they just keep getting better and better at it. You all know who you are. I'm not going to name you, but I want to let you all know on our behalf, we're so honored to get to do this work. We really thank you for your trust in us to work at your school. Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce the Chico Unified School District Vice President, Elizabeth Berthen, to say a few words.
Thank you, Julie. One person who wasn't mentioned in what Julie said was Julie herself. Julie has done a fantastic job in organizing these many construction projects, especially this one, and bringing them to completion. So I'd like to have everyone give a big hand to Julie Kissel. And the other group that wasn't mentioned that is so important is the people of the city of Chico who made all this new construction and renovation possible. The fact that people are willing to invest in your children's future, that you see their school environment as being very important and having a safe, beautiful environment, which is especially designed to promote learning, and that you are willing to pay for it. We have to give you all a big hand of applause. So thank you very much, taxpayers and citizens of Chico.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now I'd like to introduce to you, most of you know this guy, Mr. B, Bruce Baynard, Principal of Shasta.
Thanks, Julie. Good afternoon, welcome everybody. As some of you know, every day I've got a joke of the day. Today's joke wasn't very good, so I'm going to recycle yesterday's joke of the day. I'm going to be introducing Aaliyah Bosch here to speak in just a second. She is our activities manager for our student council. And recently she brought her report card home, and her parents were scared when they saw her grades. And that's, of course, because there was a B on her report card. Apparently yesterday's joke of the day wasn't very good either. It was a B, like something that stings you. Jokes are always funnier when you get to explain them. I came to Shasta 8 years ago, back when it was just on the edge of nowhere. The apartment complex next door was just in the construction phases, and I will tell you, when I first moved to Chico in the 90s, I had no idea that anything existed past Basque Norte restaurant. And so when I got this job, when I applied for this job, I came out and looked, and I immediately fell in love, not with how the school looked necessarily, but what was inside of the school. And it was the students and the teachers and the parent community support that was so wonderful. And so I've been extremely blessed to have been here the last 8 years. Obviously, because when I got here, one of the portable classrooms was older than I was. Not that it had been here longer than I've been in Chico. It was literally installed before I was born. I knew that there were some changes that need to be made. And so way back when, I can remember our first meeting was in the Bidwell cafeteria, and we started our initial planning of what is our new school going to look like. And there were plans to remove the playground and to build a 2-story building. And I thought, that is a terrible idea for what was then a small country school, a big country school, but a country school nonetheless. And so I want to thank, first of all, the money people who decided to buy the house that was sitting right where we are right now, and eventually picked it up, moved it somewhere else, spent way too much money cleaning the dirt so that our kids didn't get sick from the burn pile that was there, and being able to expand the footprint of our school, because it has really made a huge difference to spread out a little bit while still keeping that country school feeling. I want to thank the school board and the superintendent and the other district officials for prioritizing our school. It definitely needed it. When I got here, there were 12 permanent classrooms and there were 16 portable classrooms. So when the school was built, it was built for about 200 schools, or 200 students, and there were over 700 here at the time. So it was definitely something that needed to be done. When parents would complain about the parking lot and how hard it was to get in and out, I said, well, because it wasn't designed to have this many students. And with the help of CARD and the city, we really made things move much smoother. It's still like leaving a Rolling Stones concert after school, but it is a lot smoother than it used to be. So thank you for listening to all of our input. I also want to thank all those volunteers at the phone banks who spent their time cold calling people to encourage them to vote yes to increase their property taxes for the students and the children here in Chico. And then, like Liz said, I want to thank the taxpayers, myself included, for paying a little bit more money every year to make sure that our students have the best possible experience and education there is. The facilities department for listening to our input, the teacher committees that came together and helped make some of those decisions that I didn't want to make, like what color things should be and what kind of furniture she should be. Those are not decisions that I make at home, nor will I make them here at school. school. Obviously, the crew at UBC, Jim and Calvin, were great. They worked really hard with Lelania Rothenberger, who has moved on, and Maria Campos, who took her place. I was a little sketchy about Maria the first time I met her because she told me that my favorite football team was going to lose to her favorite football team. Of course, that did not happen, and so she was able to stay on. Julie Kissel has been absolutely amazing in getting things done and advocating for the things that we need here. But more than anybody else, the people who are here every day, and that's our students and the staff. Again, they are still continue to be the best part of our school. They put up with rotating playground space, having to squeeze their way in, missing out on some of their favorite activities, but it's all been worth it. I really do feel for our current 6th graders because they got to experience all of the construction and none of the completed process. So hopefully they'll come back for Grandparents' Day and see the school that they helped build. I also want to thank our PTO. Again, it is an amazing group, and one of the best things about our school, they helped add the finishing touches, the extra touches like the marquee that's out front. If you're on the tour, the science lab, those were funded through the PTO, and I want to thank them for everything that they've done. And the best part now of the school continues to be what's on the inside, the students, the staff, the parent community support, but now the outside matches the greatness of the inside. So thank you, everybody, and welcome to Shasta. And I'm going to introduce now Aaliyah Bosch.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Bosch, and I'm a 5th grader here at Shasta. I am the Student Council's Activities Manager, and I'm here to tell you the perspective from a student of our new school. One of my favorite things about our new school is the technology, including our new sonic boards. My favorite thing about them is that you can use a pen to show what you think, and it's easier to erase than the whiteboards. It makes me feel proud to be able to attend a new version of Shasta. I want to thank the school board, facilities department, and all of the workers that help make our school a better learning environment. Thank you.
Hello everybody, I am a 5th grade teacher here at Shasta. I want to start by saying thank you again to everybody who made this possible. All of your hard work and efforts has made Shasta, this construction, turn out even better than I could have imagined. This is my 6th year teaching at Shasta. 5 of those years were spent in one of those lovely portables that were mentioned. Maybe one of the ones older than Bruce. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that. And I loved my portable because I was able to teach at Shasta. So no matter what building I was in, I was happy to be here, and I could always tell that Shasta is just a really special, incredible place because of the people who fill the buildings. That being said, my portable, just to kind of paint a picture for you, we had dust that wouldn't quit due to some pretty old windows and air conditioning system, if you want to call it that. We spent 2 years without running water way out in the 2-mile hike that it took to get to our portable when it was relocated to the Esplanade parking lot. We endured the floods that happened last year where our students couldn't really walk through the field, but they couldn't really walk on the pavement without getting their feet completely soaked to get to school and get to lunch and then get back. So that was always pretty fun. A projector screen that wouldn't stay down unless you tied it around the big cord that plugged into the wall underneath it. So, yeah, all that being said, my students and I always found a way to make it work. They were very creative in coming up with problem-solving solutions so that we could get through teaching that day and learning that day. But now, with our beautiful new classrooms, I'm fortunate enough to be in one of the brand new classrooms. All of this creative energy gets to be put into reading groups with all of our really cool, flexible seating options with desks that move up and down and a really large kidney table that moves up and down. that energy gets to be put into math with the interactive smart boards that Aaliyah talked about. We have a lot of fun with that every day. Students can come up, show their thinking, we can save their thinking, return to it the next day. It is incredible, and I finally got to the next step, figuring out how to use those tools today. So we're learning. All of that creativity can be put into science in our beautiful new science lab on the campus, where I know 5th graders are enjoying it every week, and other students as well. It is so cool to be able to have a lab where they can do hands-on learning and just have that experience to enrich their days here. And I just want to say thank you again to my staff members. I know the last few years have been kind of strenuous, and I know we've been patient and kind of on top of each other and boxing things up and moving, but we've always had a smile on our face. The kids have had a smile on their faces. Mr. B has been here, super supportive, and thank you again to everyone in the construction for making it as smooth as possible. And I am so happy, as always, but even happier to come to work now every day in an even more inspiring setting. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Cox. All right, we're going to start with 5 and count our way down. Ready? 5, 4,